Welcome to Talk About Nerds, a bi-weekly, always geeky podcast about all things nerd. My name is Sindre, and with me I have my magically gifted friend, Åvar.
Hello.
And my younger edition, the jockiest of nerds, Kenneth.
G'day.
This podcast is a product of Nords and Nerds, a media group where we stream Dungeons & Dragons on Mondays, Magic the Gathering on Tuesdays, and release an episode of Talk About Nerds and game nights every other weekend. And you can find everything we do on YouTube and Twitch at Nords and Nerds. Today's episode is sponsored by Victory Point, your local hobby store in Bryne, Norway. Victory Point is a large gaming area where the communities and in-store play are the number one priority.
Victory Point, the starting point of your victories.
Woo, we're back!
Yeah.
Sorry for everyone wearing a headset.
Yeah, that's why I went, yay.
Woo, we're back.
Not very exciting, but yay.
We could do like, woo, we're back.
Now we can do, yeah, mother.
So 2 weeks ago, I started by asking Åvar what you've been doing this week. Kenneth, have you been doing anything interesting for the last 2 weeks?
I need to have so much brain power to answer that question. 2 weeks is a long time.
It is.
With my short-term memory. No, I've been...
You did play a board game?
A board game?
Yeah. Gingerbread House.
Yeah.
But
And
we'll
I've
talk more about that later.
Yeah, and I actually played another board game. I played Cluedo Liars.
Liars?
Yes, a new edition of Cluedo.
What's unique about it?
It's basically Cluedo, but you get to take another action, but that action is 50% chance of you having to lie or not lying, and other people can call you on that.
I like it.
If they call you on that and they're correct, you get something bad. You have to show one of your clues to everyone so they get the clue you have. But if you're not lying, you get to see one of their clues. So it's a new way of playing Cluedo. Cluedo's a fun game, but yeah.
We could possibly play it for one of our videos. Just have some extra people.
Yeah, it's
I
fun.
don't think we have it on the list, do we?
Not right now, but we could get it on list
at
a later stage. I've been doing
Sounds
that.
like fun.
And I've finished watching Umbrella Academy.
Ooh. That's
Really good show. Really good show.
Did you like the ending?
Yeah. I loved it, actually.
So you finished all 3 seasons?
Yeah.
So which season ending did you like most?
First one.
Yeah, same.
100%. First one was epic. I feel like Umbrella Academy has a little bit of that. We know what we're going to do. We know the first season. We know parts of season 2 and 3. Not too sure. We don't know if the show is going to be a success or if we get more season. I feel like there's a bit of that feeling, but it's a good show. Really good show.
Who's your favorite character?
My favorite character has to be Klaus.
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 The one that sees dead people.
Yeah.
Same for me.
No, I didn't like him in season 1, though.
No, because he's a huge dickhead.
Yeah.
In the first one.
And he's decent to cool in season 2, and he's awesome in season 3.
He's awesome in this season 3. In the first season, he's a magnificent asshole.
I've always gravitated towards him just because I love the actor.
Yeah, same. I really love the actor.
Especially from Misfits.
Yeah, Misfits, and he's actually been in Penny Dreadful as like a guest actor. Just one minor role. He plays like a vampire spawn or something like that. So he's very like sickly.
He's good at that.
And he's actually an excellent actor all the times that I have seen him in something.
Yeah. I haven't seen him in Penny Dreadful, but I've seen him in Misfits, and he's really good there too.
Yeah.
We've actually had exactly this conversation before on the podcast.
Yeah, basically. But that's the show I watched, and I've played quite a bit of Hearthstone Battlegrounds. So I've gotten back into that.
Oh, Hearthstone.
It's auto battler or auto chess thingy for Hearthstone. Basically the same as auto chess for League of Legends and Dota. Pretty cool. And that was my 2 weeks. What about you, Sindre?
Awesome. Oh, it's been so long. I've been doing so many things. I was at a birthday party for Berit.
Yeah.
And we played something called the Yellow Bowl.
Yellow Ball?
Yellow Bowl.
Bowl. Okay, yeah.
So you basically, everyone around the table puts sort of like words on a piece of paper.
Yeah.
And then you pick up the paper and you have to. The first one was sort of like say anything, where you try to describe the word and the other guys try to guess it.
You say anything that's not the actual word on the paper slip, and you have a timer, which is just a small hourglass.
And for the second one, we did trying to mime it.
Mm. And the third one was you could say
one word
that would hint to what the word is, because you use the same bowl of words for all three stages. So in the first one, it's like, it's the thing that you heat up, and it heats up things to, so you can cook things on wood. It's like lighter. Yes. Stuff like that. And then on the third one, where you can say only one word, it's like the thing that burns, lighter. Because burns, just burns.
So you were at this birthday party as well?
Yes, I was.
Oh, okay.
And then we also did
a very fun game.
Yeah, we also did round rumor or whatever it's called.
Oh yeah,
when you draw on a little bit of a block and then you send it around the table, and then the next person has to guess what it is, and then the next person has to draw what they guess, and it goes around the table, and then you see where the sort of word ends up being in the end. We had a fantastic one that ended up in Hitler.
Yeah, I think it was one of mine. I don't remember. No. But one of them went from like
something very casual.
Yeah, it was something like
foot massage or something.
Yeah, I think it was foot massage. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it went, when it came to my stage, it was like binding, like tying someone up, and I drew that. I tried to, and then when we finished it and read up like all the people who did all the parts, it ended up at Hitler at the end. I think it was.
Was that the one that ended up at Hitler?
No, I don't remember.
I think that's the Egyptian one.
Yes, that's the mummy one.
Yeah, I don't remember which one it was that ended up.
It was a different
Hitler.
one.
But it didn't make
like
sense.
Yeah, it was like eating ice cream or something like something very usual, and then it just like Hitler. I was like, what happened? Oh yeah, it was 17th of May.
No, that
the national
that one
holiday
actually went fine.
It did?
Yeah, because it was national holiday. Then it went over to
it doesn't matter.
Our national holiday, and then it went back to general national holiday.
So it's like one draws something, then passes the next person. He writes what he thinks it is, and then it goes to the next person. Who he draws what the previous guy thought it was.
In Norwegian, it's called ryktet går.
Yeah,
I don't remember.
In English, it's rumor mill.
Rumor
mill.
Cool.
And I've also finished the third season of Umbrella Academy.
Excellent show.
I have seen almost half of the current season of Stranger Things.
I'll probably wait even longer until I actually start watching Stranger Things.
And
have you watched Thor: Love and Thunder?
No.
Dope. I have.
I haven't had.
It's rather good.
Yeah. I'm gonna watch it. The Taika Waititi Thor movie. The first one was just amazing, Ragnarok.
Yeah. This one is also amazing, but in a different way.
Okay.
This is one, I would say this one is a little bit more lighthearted.
Interesting. I can't wait.
Yeah.
But yeah, Stranger Things is looking very good. I just love the sort of like theme around D&D.
Vecna.
Yeah.
And the Demigorgon in the first season, I believe.
Yeah. I keep trying to watch Stranger Things, but I keep just falling off all the time. I think I finished like 1.5 or 2.5 seasons or something like that. So I just keep falling off. I can't stick with it. I don't know why. Because I think it's fun.
Yeah. And I like the Hopper guy. The sheriff in that show.
Oh, Sheriff Hopper.
He's also the Red Guardian in Black Widow.
Oh.
Same actor.
I actually haven't watched Black Widow. I forgot.
So
I need to do that.
Have you seen Black Widow?
He also plays Hellboy in the movie. The worst movie.
Yeah, the bad Hellboy.
Not bad.
Worse. Worse, yeah.
I don't think I've seen.
No. Anyway, he plays the Red Guardian, which is basically a riff off of Captain America.
Yeah, it's the communist.
He's a super soldier.
Yeah,
for the communist.
It's the communist Captain America.
Yeah, and in the start of the movie, he's in a prison in Russia. And in the start of season 3 of Stranger Things, he's in a prison in Russia. Same actor, like 2 years apart. Different.
That's funny.
Yeah, movies or shows.
I have nothing against the actor because he played Hellboy rather okay. But the problem, I have a problem with the movie, which is I have read the comic book Hellboy, and they essentially took the like parts of the first 2 comics ish and spliced it together with the last the 2 last comics of the series. So essentially taking 2 ends of a book and just smacking that shit together. And it did not work.
No. And I also feel like they recently had a good run with Hellboy, with...
Hellboy and then Hellboy Golden Army something.
Yeah, but I don't remember the name of the actor. He's really good.
It's he looks like a brick.
Yeah.
His face looks like a brick. I have nothing against the man. He's lovely. He's very good in the roles I have seen him. Amongst other, he was in Blade, the second movie.
Yeah.
And actually, when I think about that, so the villain in Blade, the second movie, is the same actor that plays the villain in Hellboy 2.
Interesting.
He's a very good actor, actually. He plays the elf or the elf-like person in Hellboy 2, and he plays the very strange vampire in the second Blade movie.
Yeah.
But I didn't realize they had worked together before.
No, that's really cool. I like things like that, especially if you watch things with... Whoa.
If you watch things with
Nathan Fillion. And you'll see a lot of the same people around him in different shows, like guest stars all the time. He's the main actor from Firefly.
Oh yeah.
And Castle, and now The Rookie.
Yeah, The Rookie I've seen.
Yeah.
I haven't seen Firefly though.
No.
It's like Firefly is like one of those shows.
It's what, 9-10 episodes? Just watch it.
Yeah, but it's like it's a nerd staple, but it's like it got cancelled. It's only 9-10 episodes. Meh, why should I even bother?
It didn't get cancelled for being bad.
No, it got cancelled
Just
because...
to make that clear.
True, but if I start on it, I start on a story that I will not be finished.
That you will always hate Fox for cancelling.
Yeah. So why should I bother even much?
Yeah.
Because it's still worth watching.
Yeah, it's very much worth watching, and the movie is also worth watching. But you will be disappointed by the end of the series, because it's like, what happened next?
So why would I go into something that I know?
Because it's still so good,
and they have a movie to finish it up.
Yeah, finish it up. It doesn't, but
it's still a good movie.
Yeah, but it's the same director that directed Buffy
and the first 2 Avengers movies.
Indeed. So
Joss Whedon.
Is it the brother of Will?
No,
okay.
No relation. But anyway, Black Widow. You have not seen it either of you?
Nope.
They Black or Nastel. No, what's her name?
Something.
Black Widow's name.
Scarlett Johansson.
No.
Isn't that Black Widow?
That's the actress's name.
Yeah.
You mean
Natasha Romanoff?
Natasha Romanoff.
No, you mean the character Natasha Romanoff? Yes.
She has a sister, and she's.
You do realize you're spoiling the TV series?
Yeah, it's an old movie.
Yeah, but movie?
Yeah, Black Widow the movie came out in 2021 on Disney Plus.
That's 1 year ago.
Yeah,
it's old enough to be spoiled.
Yeah. Anyway, and this happens in the fucking trailer. So
yeah, but I'm gonna watch it. So you're not.
Anyway, she's played by Florence Pugh.
I have never heard of
her. Who played in Fighting with My Family.
I have not watched that movie.
Which is an amazing wrestling movie.
I'm not gonna watch a wrestling movie.
Fighting with the Family. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
That's awesome movie.
Is she the wrestler, the girl?
Yeah.
Oh.
And she plays Natasha Romanoff's sister.
Yeah.
And she is amazing in that role, and you're going to see her in future
I've seen her before.
Or Marvel movies.
Okay, cool. Yeah, she was pretty good in Fighting with My Family.
Yeah, pretty fucking good.
Pretty cool, actually. That was a cool movie as well, too. I'm not too big on wrestling, but it was actually a good movie.
Yeah, I haven't really watched wrestling.
She's apparently in June.
Don't know if I've seen June.
Dune Part 2.
June.
Yeah.
She's in the sequel, isn't it?
Yeah.
I don't think she's in the...
No,
Not the first one.
No.
Second one. I just got it up.
I remember I just read the news.
I just saw it on the internet.
And then I've also seen the entire third season of The Boys?
Oh, The Boys.
The Boys.
Yeah, it should be there, I think, because I fell off in first one.
That's
Boys
the end, is it not?
Amazing.
Yes.
No, they're continuing.
Oh, they are?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
But they had the guy from Supernatural. Not Jared Padalecki, but...
And when you say guy, do you mean director, actor?
No, one of the brothers.
What?
Jensen Ackles.
Dean from
He
Supernatural.
played Soldier Boy.
Oh, I haven't watched the third
Which
season then,
is-
apparently.
no.
It's on Amazon?
Amazon Prime.
Damn it, I don't have that anymore.
You can borrow mine.
Sweet.
But The Boys season 3 was amazing, and I just feel like it keeps the same level throughout.
It does.
And with Jason Ackles in the role as Soldier Boy, it was just amazing. I love that actor.
I haven't seen him in that many things, really. I have watched Supernatural, and
Have you
I
seen
quite
the
enjoyed it.
entire Supernatural?
I'm uncertain.
Yeah, because
I think I fell off around season 7 or something.
Okay, yeah. At one point, Jensen Ackles, his role
Character?
gets possessed
Yes.
by a demon, and he has
Yes.
to play a different role.
Yeah.
And it's just
And he did it right
so
rather well.
amazingly.
Yeah.
There's just
Isn't that basically every episode of Supernatural?
No. It's an entire season almost.
Yeah.
But you said you didn't have Amazon Prime.
I don't have Amazon
Why don't
Prime
you have Amazon Prime over?
because I watched what I wanted on it, and then
But
there
you know
was
you get a
nothing.
free sub to our Twitch channel if you have Amazon Prime. It's just a standard.
But we aren't sponsored by
plug.
Amazon Prime.
No, but every Twitch streamer always does that with
Yes.
free Amazon Prime subscriptions. I just had to,
Mm,
because we're streamers. We have to.
We have to plug
true.
our
We have to
stream.
plug
true.
Amazon Prime.
True.
So I've been watching a lot of TV shows for once, but I've been doing this while I'm at work. So I have been paying like 80% attention to everything.
I see.
That's the life of a programming dude.
Mm.
It's just sitting watching shows well.
Yeah. I have like I don't know how big widescreen monitor. It's insanely big. One of the biggest like widescreen.
Oh, you mean
Yeah,
the
curved
curved? Yeah.
Yeah,
So
and then I have a 4K screen on the left, and that one I have shows on.
Oh, I see. Nice.
And on my free time, I've been playing a lot of Factorio.
Factorio. Ah, that one.
Same
Yes.
thing I talked about last time we were here.
You're never gonna get
a
tired
good game.
from that game.
Hmm?
Are you never gonna get tired from that game?
Yeah, and then I take a break for a year or two, and then I go back.
Oh, okay, yeah. Fair
It's the
enough.
same for me. I've started to get tired of Slay the Spire, but probably just going to continue because it's the game I go to not use my brain,
Do you remember what the class is called?
and I never will.
Blood for something.
Yeah,
Blood for blood or something like that.
it's one of the cards I never play.
I'm gonna bring that up every time you talk
Mm.
about Slay the Spire.
And I've also been listening a lot to audiobooks on the same series as last time we spoke, the Expeditionary Force, which is an amazing series.
Yeah.
Even though I couldn't convince you guys.
I can't remember what it was called, what it's about, or anything.
No,
So
it's a
Yeah,
sci-fi AI story.
Probably not going to listen to it.
No.
Sorry.
And I just realized today that a game I really want to buy is coming out very soon. The
Which?
23rd of August. A game called The Saints Row
Oh, yes.
is coming out.
I downloaded the character maker, and I made a character.
Oh, was it good?
The character maker?
Yeah.
A lot of customization. You can make a monobrowed Neanderthal person if you want to. It's very customizable.
So you can make Kenneth.
Yeah, I can make it.
That's what I heard.
Mm.
Oh, no. It's coming out next month, and
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
it.
Because it's a remake of the first Saints Row, is it not?
It's not a remake. It's a... what's it called? Reset on the series.
Yeah, but it's essentially we're making the first game, but we're making it anew.
Yeah,
Not
it's more like
not revamp it, not refurbishing, but
revamping.
remaking it.
So they're basically just deleting everything that's happened so far in the universe and just starting fresh.
No more superpowers.
But what they are doing, I'm split on that one. I want them to make another superhero game, but I don't want them to make it Saints Row. They can make a superhero game.
I like the humor of Saints Row, so that is completely fine with me if they want to do it again.
Yeah, the humor in the third and fourth games are the things that I dislike the most about Saints Row.
The fourth one was rather bad.
Yeah.
That was Get Out of Hell, I believe.
Yeah, Get Out of Hell is the first one with superpowers.
No,
which is fine, isn't it?
Isn't it the second one?
Oh, there's superpowers in Saints Row.
Yeah,
that was
in
just
the later games.
In the third one, there's superpowers.
Not really in the third one.
Is it not?
No, third one is still relatively grounded.
I thought Saints Row just was a GTA clone.
No, I thought
it was more.
Yeah, 1 and 2 more or less, and then in the third one you are the president. Is it not?
No, that's the fourth one.
Oh,
the third one is a new city. It's still well instead of still water.
I do not recall this.
But so, what I really loved about Saints Row, the first and second games, I played those a lot. Was the sort of like re-envisioning of the GTA series. At that point, GTA was so bad with GTA 4 that it was really amazing to have an alternative with a lot of the stuff that GTA never did. And then they made another game, the second one, basically the exact same engine, a little bit better graphics. Pretty good game. And then they came to the third one, and then suddenly it's a dildo fest.
Yeah.
It's still a good game.
Yeah, the fourth one. It's a little bit too much dildos.
Yeah. It's still a good game if you try to ignore a little bit of the over-the-edge dildo stuff. But remember, one of the missions is that you're rescuing a BDSM guy running around as a
I believe he was actually kidnapped and put in the BDSM club.
Yeah, but he is that kind of guy.
Oh yeah, he's a pimp, literally.
Yeah, and I feel like that part
was unnecessary. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
It's still a little bit funny, but it's like kicking a dead horse.
Yeah.
It's a little bit much.
Yeah, and that's why I like the fact that they are going back to the origins. They're going back to the essence and style and soul of the first two games.
True. But in that regard, I would like to say I like the fourth one with the superpowers, but the main reason for that is actually because I want a third prototype game. Because I really like the mechanics of the prototype games.
So that's I totally agree. I've played Saints Row 4 and Saints Row Get Out of Hell many times because they are fun.
Yeah,
you get to just fly around and fuck up everything.
Yeah.
You don't have to care about anything. You just have fun. But it's not Saints Row.
No, true.
Saints Row is pimping a car, taking over neighborhoods, sneaking up on gangs and shooting them. Yeah. That kind of thing.
With pimped out guns and stuff.
And cribs and everything. And
which is what actually
storylines.
I don't recall the name of it, but you fly around in a wingsuit.
Batman?
No, it's you fly around in South America in a wingsuit and liberate.
Oh yeah.
I don't remember the name of the game, but the last
two
one.
words.
Yeah. It's not Far Cry. It's something along those lines. I don't remember. But in the game, in the first two, I believe it is, the last level of the guns are really comic-y. So like you have dual pistols, and on the last level, they do explosive damage. Same as Saints Row, actually. And the machine gun, I believe, is just super high fire rate. It's like ridiculous. And stuff like that. And in the last one, they removed that. And I was like, oh, I wanted to do explodey shit. It's not a serious game, mostly.
Yeah, I really like the mechanics in those games. The way that you can slingshot yourself to buildings and stuff like that.
Yeah, you glide and then you slingshot. That's the last game at least. You slingshot and then just increase your speed so you can just continue flying forever. Cars, bitch please.
Spider-Man.
That as well, yes. I liked Spider-Man as well. Not all of them.
The newest Spider-Man game, one of the newest ones, is coming to PC.
Oh.
So
Very
I'm
exciting.
finally gonna be able to. That's
because
one of the things that have almost
made
me buy a
buy,
PlayStation.
because I haven't played that one. I've played most of the other. Well, not most. I've played some of the other Spider-Man games, and I like those mechanics.
Yeah,
Which is why I like Prototype. The story in Prototype is very, but the mechanics are very nice.
I played 1 or 2 Sam Raimi inspired Spider-Man games.
Mm-hmm.
They were pretty good, but
Yeah.
they haven't aged well.
No, but
They were
what
good at
game
the time.
does?
Yeah, some do, but
Yeah.
most.
You could run along buildings.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, come on.
Yeah.
To be fair, you can't compare it to the new games because they saw what worked in the older games.
Yeah.
And like, we're going to use that one, not that one, and that one.
I remember booting up The Sims 1 not that many years ago. And I still remember that game as looking pretty okay, working pretty okay. And I've played like Sims 3 and 4 later.
Mm.
It's so bad.
Oh, yeah.
It's so terrible.
It's the idiom of, or is it idiom? The saying of you look at your memories through rose-colored glasses.
Yeah, but also compared to everything else at the time, it did look good.
Oh, yeah.
It was good.
True.
It's just we're used to higher definition,
Yeah.
better art, everything. Even like bad computer-generated art or graphics are a lot better than proper graphics of the time.
True enough.
It was the same way with Super Mario 64 or whatever. It came out in like 96 or something like that. Looked way beyond its time. Even looked better than games that came out 5, 6, 7, 8 years after. But if you go back and look at it now, it looks terrible.
It's looked like a potato.
But you remember it pretty good.
Oh, yeah. It's the same with Zelda games and stuff like that.
Yeah.
At the time, they were like, oh my god, the graphics are like, holy cow.
Yeah.
And now it's like, why does Link's face look like a triangle?
Indeed.
So, Åvar, your turn.
My turn.
Even though I feel like we've already talked about a lot of the things you've done. But
yeah, mostly.
What else have you done?
So I watched Thor, Love and Thunder. That was excellent. I've worked out a lot this week, which is not agreeing with me. I've watched Resident Evil, the TV series, which was... It's rather new, so I shall not spoil anything. It was okay. I think if they make a second season, I will watch it. It's not as bad as to not watch it. So
yeah, it's just like you might never rewatch it.
Probably.
Yeah.
Some of the concepts are nice.
Do you guys usually rewatch TV series?
I'm currently kind of rewatching Stargate.
Oh, damn.
So, and I've watched it probably 3 times in my life, or 3 or 4, something like that.
Rewatching things is a perfect thing to do when you're doing something else.
Yes.
So say I'm playing a game that actually requires a little bit of attention, but not all my attention.
Yeah.
I can put on, say, Smallville, for example. Because I've seen it before. I just need to catch glimpses and I'll know everything that's happening the next 5 minutes and the previous 5.
That's the reason I play so much Slay the Spire, because I watch TV series like Resident Evil. I actually try to pay attention, but I can't just watch a TV series because I need to do 2 things at the same time by habit. So I say Slay the Spire at the same time.
Yeah, and that's what I'm doing now with Factorio.
Don't ask. I will punch you in the arm.
I'm always going to laugh every time you mention Slay the Spire now.
Yeah, but I don't remember names. You know this.
I know.
The biggest reason why I've been playing a lot of Factorio is because I've been listening to audiobooks.
Yeah, okay.
And I can't just sit in my couch like this and listen to an audiobook.
Yeah, we can't do that. We're not made that way.
I have to do something in addition to it. But I can't watch a TV show while listening to an audiobook. So
that's true.
Computer games, walking.
Yeah.
You can take up gardening.
I don't have a garden.
I can reveal something of myself. My friends are very annoyed with me sometimes when I play multiplayer games with them over the internet, especially like World of Warcraft I played before. And if they brought me into a dungeon, they're like, what the hell are you doing? You need to move away when he makes that sound. And I'm like, what sound?
Is there sound in this game?
What the hell is the sound in this game? What are you talking about?
That is a big part of the gaming experience that I always miss out on, the audio experience.
Especially MMORPGs, I just shut off the audio because there's nothing interesting happening except for.
This might be the reason why I don't like single player games. Because every time I play a game, I merge myself with the game and only play the game.
So do we if it's an interactive experience. If it's an RPG, if it's Skyrim, something like this. I can play Skyrim now and listen to an audiobook.
Oh, yeah.
But the first time I played through it, I didn't do anything other than play it.
I played Skyrim.
There's a lot happening everywhere. You hear the dragon flying above you. And
okay.
You see?
I took an arrow to my knee.
Yeah, very important to hear that a few hundred times.
And then you turn off that. Then you install a mod that disables that audio line.
Yeah. I don't know. I actually figured out.
Have you seen the rest of Miss Marvel?
Damn it, I forgot that as well. Two things I need to watch. I need to watch that before the next episode, I think.
I had to send a message to Ian right away when the episode ended.
Mm-hmm.
Did you notice this thing? And we're just both like...
Small children
I'm going to show you the message he sent me. When I asked if he had seen this specific thing, I'm not going to reveal what it is because high spoilers because it just happened. But he sent me this. It's a hypometer.
Nice.
The hype is at 100.
The hype meter.
Yeah.
So you really liked it?
Oh, yeah.
Nice. The whole show?
Yeah.
According to Örjan, it will change everything, apparently, about Marvel to some degree, and I will hold judgment until I actually watch it.
We're all very different there. I actually enjoy those kinds of shows more than you guys do.
What? The teenage drama shows?
Yeah. I enjoy those things a little bit more.
Mm.
Well, you are the guy who went over to England to watch Frozen, the musical.
To be fair, it was actually very high production, according to his description.
Yeah, it's insane. But anyway, the show and the implications around it and the powers and everything is just... It's good to experience even if you don't enjoy it to 100.
The last episode...
If you watch everything Marvel.
The last episode I watched of that show was when she met her grandmother.
In Pakistan.
No.
India.
No. In America. No, aunt, is it? Is it aunt? No, should be grandmother.
Grandmother, but met in person or just something else? On video call or?
In the car.
In a car?
After she did some superhero stuff.
Oh, that's...
Her aunt, is it not?
No relation.
Oh, I thought it was.
That's the mother of...
some other guy, but yes, we don't need to discuss that.
I don't remember his name.
I thought she was related to her as well. Oh, never mind then. But yeah, that's the last I saw.
Last I saw was when her father got sad because he couldn't go to the con with her dressed as the Hulk or something like that.
So episode 1.
Yeah, episode 1.
And at that point, I was just like, oh my God, I'm not going to watch this. There's no way.
I struggled through the first and second one because it's too much teenage drama for me.
Yeah.
But I think that's a good thing as well, that Marvel can make a teenage drama.
Oh, yeah. I'm not complaining about them making that. It's just I struggle more with watching it.
Yeah.
Because I, as I've said before about other things, I don't particularly have any care for that kind of problem anymore.
No.
I'm too grown up for that.
Yeah, and I feel like that's the thing with Marvel producing so much is that there will be a lot of shows and genres and stuff that it's not really interesting.
Yeah.
But I'm going to have to watch it.
Yeah.
And I'm going to try to watch everything, but I might also find something that I just can't finish.
Yeah, I might like Miss Marvel more in the next episode than the one after that, possibly. And so it's just the slow teenage drama build up in the first and second episode a little bit too much for me.
Yeah, and most likely she's going to be back in the Marvels.
What?
It's a show or movie, I don't remember. The Marvels. It was announced a while ago.
I have no idea. I don't pay attention to such things.
Disney had a big lineup of everything that's coming. And this was one of the things.
Okay.
Yeah. So, at this point, I hope my jockiest nerd of a brother has a bad review lined up for us.
Bad review. With Kenneth.
Yes. Was I supposed to do anything now?
Yes.
Please do.
I'm just kidding.
We were so good at guessing last time.
I do have a bad review. I do. I just have to get comfortable in my seat here and take my coffee. And I don't drink coffee, but okay. I'm just gonna jump right into it, so pay attention. I saw this movie expecting a comedy. I did not get one.
Shaun of the Dead. It's correct, isn't it? Too easy, Kenneth. Too easy.
I just said expecting comedy and did not get one.
So
Enjoy that one, Örjan. Enjoy it.
It was like when I picked this one out, it was just like, okay, I know this is probably one of the because we always have main topic on every podcast, and I know this was one of the most famous movies within that, but I was just thinking, maybe not.
There's something the audience does not know, but we try to have a theme around some of the discussions, and I know what the theme is. And when he said, this movie tries to be a comedy movie, and I was like, Shaun of the Dead. I knew it immediately.
But there's a lot of wannabe comedy movies with
wannabe, but Shaun of the Dead is actually very funny.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but there's others also.
I barely remember the movie.
What?
I've seen it once.
But okay,
really?
Let's do the.
Yeah, read the entire thing. Yeah. I was just too excited.
Yeah. Okay. So now you know it's Shaun of the Dead. Okay. I saw this movie expecting a comedy. I did not get one. I am usually good with switching genre mid-movie, but those movies at least had something that was supposed to be funny. Which part, aside from the opening lines, is supposed to be funny here? The part when he needs to kill a family member? The part where a man is ripped apart and his legs are then used as weapons? If you thought this movie was funny, you deserve to rot in hell. I understand that there were some British jokes, and I understood and was entertained by them for a few seconds. Then and those there to Shaun are brutally killed, and it's apparently supposed to be funny. If you've not seen this, get on your knees and thank whatever god you worship. If you were as unfortunate as me and wasted money on this, I relate. If you're someone who thought this movie was funny, I've already told you where to go.
So you can hear this person is pretentious, obviously religious.
Yes.
And has poor taste.
Yes, poor taste and no sense of humor.
Doesn't understand British humor.
Yes.
And he can recognize it, but he doesn't understand it.
And the funny thing about this, because I'm not a big watcher of comedy films, because when it comes to films, I have a hard humor, or I have a humor that's hard to find in films, if you know what I mean. So I don't find a lot of the comedy films funny, but I still understand that comedy is, what's the right word?
Subjective.
So a comedy film, which I think is bad because I don't find it funny, could still be a great movie because it hits on the humor of most people. So that's funny with this review where I don't find this funny, so it's bad.
Yeah. For my part, in my very early teenage years and all the way to adulthood, more or less, I watched British comedy because it was available on DVD from a store not far from here. I think the first British comedian I saw was Eddie Izzard, which he dresses in women's clothing and does stand-up.
Yeah, and he's a politician now.
Yeah? Oh yeah, he's like council member or something. Yeah. He's a very funny comedian, but he does have a script because he has ADD, so he actually needs like stuff to point him in the right direction.
Yeah,
and that's not criticism because some of the funniest stuff I've listened to is from Eddie Izzard. He also played in 2 of the Ocean 12 and 13 movies, I believe. And he's been in many things, and he's very funny. But yeah, him and Bill Bailey, which is a musical comedian, very good. Dara O'Brien, he's an Irishman.
I saw him live in Stavanger.
Yeah, I was quite envious actually.
Yeah, he's awesome.
He's exceptionally good comedian because he only does crowd work, more or less. He picks someone out of like first or second row. Is like, what's your name? What's your name? And then he's like, what do you do? And it's like, I'm a plumber or something. And then he interacts with that person through the rest of the show. So yeah, he's really good. And British humor is very closely related to Norwegian humor, which is my humor. So I like Shaun of the Dead. And if you haven't watched it, anyone listening, including Kenneth,
I think I watched it.
Yeah.
Pretty sure I watched it.
But if you have or haven't, you need to watch the other two movies that are made. Other two movies that are made by the same director, which is one of the actors in Shaun of the Dead. It's the blonde one, the one that works in the electronics store. He's the director for 3 movies, which is Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz, and World's End. All very good comedic movies.
Nice.
I need to rewatch a lot of the early 2000s zombie movies. There are a lot of like
there are too many.
Yeah,
Far too
I want
many.
to rewatch the ones I like.
That was the peak of when zombies just explode.
Oh yeah, it was like zombies,
Yeah.
and then.
Oh my god.
But to be fair, it's a little bit strange actually because we got Walking Dead after the spike.
Yeah.
But like the tail end of the spike, we got Walking Dead.
Yeah.
Which is a little bit weird.
The problem when there's a spike in something like that, as it's been with vampires and stuff, other stuff as well, it's just when there's like a big boom in popularity, there comes so much bad that gets released.
So
And you have
many
to,
shit movies.
and you have to go through all of them to find like the gems, and that's just a hassle. So when that shit happens, I just block everything out that has with zombies.
I'd say
or
that's sort of
vampires.
like a general rule with Hollywood and movies and TV shows and stuff
Yeah.
like that. It's like there's always a lot of content, and you need to find the good ones. The problem if you want to see a zombie movie in around 2006, it's like, oh, and there came out 100 zombie movies this year, nothing else.
Yeah.
So I understand that you have to sift through them to find the good ones. But also, I feel like mostly I'll find the good ones just because they will present themselves, unless I'm looking for something very new.
Yeah.
So if I look now and I search for zombie movies, I'll find the 3-4 good movies. So I don't feel like it's a problem.
No, but that's because somebody else has done the work for you.
Yeah.
Someone else
Yeah.
has sifted through and done the work for you.
So,
you can just
like we have what I would call a superhero spike.
Yeah.
And it's been lasting quite a long time, and I'm enjoying it. It's
Yeah.
been mostly good. So, which was when you have a spike like this, as you said, Kenneth, we get bad content some of the time, a lot of the time actually. But one of the good things I actually watched that should have probably been bad was a TV series called Powers, which was superhero based, and Eddie Izzard was the villain in that one. I just remembered right now.
Powers. I'm pretty sure I've seen.
Yeah, it's a detective that had superpowers, but then he lost them. So now he's just a normal detective.
Interesting.
It seems close.
We can check it later.
I'm pretty sure
yeah.
I've seen it.
So
Yeah.
But
we are definitely off the zombie spike. Most definitely, I would say.
talking
It's
about
it's like there might appear one zombie movie or zombie game every now and then, but it's not the big spike which we had 6 years ago, 7, 8,
10,
something like
15.
10, 15.
But get me wrong though. I think getting those spikes are good
Oh yeah,
because what happens after? When you're done with a spike like that, you can't put zombies in everything because people will not watch it because of it. But if you so when you let it go some time, and if you need zombies, you can use it and it will be better.
Mm-hmm. I've been watching Resident Evil, and it's made I believe it's made law friendly. I don't think it's directly from existing law, kind of. I'm very much gonna try to not spoil anything, but it goes off Umbrella, the company, not the Academy.
Yeah.
Umbrella Corporation.
Yeah, Umbrella Corporation. And the zombies being not undead, just infected and stuff like that, and mutations and stuff, which I actually liked in this series. Mutations making different kinds of zombies. Apologies. And it's a result, I would say, of there is no longer a spike. There is no longer a flooding of the market, so we can try and slide this one into mass media.
Is it easier to invent new ways to use those creatures as well? Because when there is a spike, everyone expects, or either everyone expects you to do it a certain way, or you do it a certain way because that is what's getting success right now. And when you know that, you can start inventing new ways to use either zombies or vampires or whatever has been at a spike, even with superheroes. Like superheroes as well, because just to take that example, I feel like we're on the way down with the spike. We had massive spike where everything was superhero, and now it's just the big companies who keep pushing them. But on the lower end of the spikes, you get shows like The Boys, which is a totally new invention on superheroes.
Yeah, I agree. But The Boys is the not clean cut version of a superhero show, and I do agree with you. We are probably on the decline of the spike, but the spike, instead of being a spike, has been a hill, and the top has been quite wide because it's been going for quite some time now.
Yeah, so like they went up a little bit down and stayed there.
Yeah,
but talking about the zombie spike, I feel like that really sort of peaked when Call of Duty had a big part with zombies in the game. That was terrible.
Oh yeah, I think that's around the time when the spike popped. Yeah, and just went. Yeah,
and then we got The Walking Dead.
Yes, but that was after the spike.
Yeah.
But yes, zombies,
and that's been a huge success as well.
Yes. I haven't. Have you guys seen it all, or
The Walking Dead? No, I haven't seen
The Walking Dead. I think I watched the first season, and then it became a little bit too much interpersonal drama again.
Yeah, I watched.
I have an issue, and it's an issue with myself. If it's too much focus on individual characters' drama, I get bored.
Yeah.
Because if you live in a zombie apocalypse, you being sad because there's a zombie apocalypse makes sense. But me as a watcher, I don't care.
Sure. You want to see zombies get killed?
Well, yes, but I also want to see like progress, not like I'm sad because I'm sad.
I watched The Walking Dead until, I don't know, season 7 or something. I might be wrong, but there was a new character introduced called Negan.
Oh, yeah.
Pretty cool character, but I lost interest a little bit when they sort of started killing off a few characters, and I'm like, okay,
I don't care.
Care anymore.
Yeah,
the characters that kept me around are not around anymore. So,
actually, well, it's a spoiler, but if you do, either of you or anyone listening, if you do watch Resident Evil the TV series, there is one character I really like, and he is he's a fat, skilled arsehole. And I like him so much.
A fat, skilled
arsehole.
Okay.
And I like him so much.
Is his arsehole skilled?
No.
He is skilled.
His mannerism, his being a person is an arsehole.
Yeah. I liked The Walking Dead, but it never sort of lived up to what I wanted it to be. Because I don't want the zombie show where they're always sort of like going back to the start.
Yeah.
Just try to build up, go back to the start, try to build up. That's sort of like the loop that Walking Dead has. And I really want to see the 10-year into the apocalypse. Like, because that's what they're building up to all the time.
Yeah.
But they can't commit. They can't commit to sort of building a society and living with zombies.
Yeah, because the reason for that is if you build a society, the individual characters are no longer as much in focus. And for most people, the characters are what's important. But I prefer the bigger, like you said, building a society, building a base, figuring out some way to cure something.
Yeah, most people would find that boring, I think. It would be more like of a sort of like small community political intrigue show, not a zombie apocalypse show per se, even though there is the threat of zombies.
Another zombie movie I watched, which was middle of the spike, I think. I don't remember its name, but you had zombies, like you have typical zombies, which are infected, undead, etc., etc. And this one was, they found out that they retained small memories in their undead zombie state. So if you had someone that you loved dearly, they might remember you and not kill you. Might. And I remember the movie ending by a woman married a zombie man, and they lived together and were married, and wink, wink, nudge, nudge, like full on married. And it was very bad. It's not a good movie. It's a very bad movie. But it was like,
terrible.
What the hell?
That sounds like, what is it called? iZombie, I think it is.
It's
sort of like a child show.
Yeah, iZombie was, I started watching it. The concept was good, but they didn't commit to it.
Yeah.
Because she ate a kleptomaniac's brain, and then she became a kleptomaniac and could not stop herself. And then she ate a sniper's brain, which was a sociopath who could kill anyone. And she stopped herself from killing someone and was like, what the fuck? Commit or not commit. Yeah. Either one. Don't pick and choose what you want. Yeah. This is bullshit. And that's where I stopped watching that show. Have
you seen, what's it called? World War C?
The movie?
Yeah.
With, it's married to Angelina Jolie at some point.
Yeah,
Brad Pitt. I watched that movie and it's not fantastic.
Okay, I haven't seen it myself.
Yeah.
Is that where, like, doing...
But that's the movie I'm thinking of.
Streets of Rome, and there's just running thousands of zombies and they have to run away. I don't know.
Yeah,
Rome, but it looks like Rome. And
they did the zombie horde rather nicely, I will say. But the movie itself was like, it's a zombie movie.
Oh, there's a clip of that.
Yeah. I saw Robot Chicken make a comedy version of that where it's Lego and Duplo. And knockoffs, like, it's quite nice.
The reason why I bring it up is I believe this is probably the peak of sort of Hollywood funding for zombies.
Yeah, probably.
Sort of like
probably.
Now we're trying to really streamline it and make it mainstream.
And then it was on the decline.
Yeah. You also have iRobot, which is technically undead style. Like it is infecting people, making them different, turning them into sort of like undead creatures.
But it's more along AI and sci-fi.
Yeah.
So I would say yes, but no. But going along that line, you have different kinds of zombies in zombie movies. The classical mythological one is it's a magical resurrection of a dead person. Essentially unkillable. And I mean completely. You can cut off the head and the head will just go...
True.
And bite your ankles.
Yeah, you have to smash the head.
You have to smash the brain.
Yeah.
And you have the infection, which is you get infected, you die, you come back as a zombie. But you also have the infection, which is the common one in Resident Evil, which is you get infected, period. You just become rabid, essentially. Which is the way it goes in Resident Evil and a couple of other movies. And I actually, for the most part, prefer that one because it's a very logical answer to why zombies would exist.
Yeah.
Because instead of being something that dies and then comes back, because then essentially you're all virus, no human left.
But would you say making it more realistic is better?
Yes, no, it depends because you have the classical movie Evil Dead, which is a very good movie, and that's utterly mystical. It's no infection. It's just satanic powers bring people back from the dead, and they do crazy shit. Good movies. The TV series is funny, so pick and choose what you want. But does it have to be realistic zombies to be good? No. Do I like it when it's slightly more realistic? Yes.
Well, that's kind of funny to think about, because in my head, zombies are brain, typical style, and that's kind of thing I hate with zombies. Is just like, not only are they brain dead, but it's brain dead using them. It's just so easy to put in some zombies. Okay, they are the monsters, and they don't do anything other than run after brains. And it's so easy to use, but actually being different ways of zombies.
I think using zombies is harder than you might think, depending on what zombie you use. That's one trope I don't like about zombies, is when they upgrade them by default. So say the zombies can run. I don't like zombies that can run.
Why?
Because I like...
It makes them actually scary.
Yeah, but it also sort of... Then you can just have something else, say vampires.
Yeah.
Why have zombies then, if they're not zombies?
But they are zombies.
Why shouldn't zombies be able to run?
Because a part of the disease usually is that they're decayed, they're struggling, it's hard to...
Yeah, but then we come back to, is it dead brought back to life by magic? Is it dead brought back by virus? Or is it not dead? Yeah. Because the ones that usually can run are the ones that not die, which is essentially rabies. So they have a very slow deterioration of muscle and nervous tissue, making them able to run as a human would. But if you have the brought back from the dead, they will rot. I completely agree they should be slow and like...
But when you get to the sort of rabies zombies, and it's always like big hordes. It's never just like one or two people.
It depends on what movie you watch, but yes.
Then you have like Zootopia. Have you seen Zootopia?
Zootopia, yes.
That's basically rabies zombie style. Yeah. And then it's fine. It's a few individuals.
Yeah.
But when it is World War Z, the entire world covered by people, when it's Resident Evil, also a lot of people.
Yeah.
And in Resident Evil, you also always see these hordes standing outside buildings, waiting. And if they then can run, how have they sustained themselves for so long? If you want to make it realistic in the first place, they have to sustain themselves.
I do agree with you there. So
a normal person wouldn't be able to run after a few days without food.
True.
And these guys...
But they do eat people.
Yeah.
So
but how many people are there to eat at that point? That's the thing. There's always so little food.
Yeah, that's where the logic and reason falls off, because you have the later Resident Evil movies. That's like a couple of years in the future. At that point, most of the zombies should either not function anymore, being just corpses, or be the zombies, because the brain has been without sustenance for long enough to be detrimental to movement or function at all, which should make them, instead of gonna catch you, running.
That's the thing I like in The Walking Dead. At least at one point I remember they found a zombie that's been isolated and it was barely able to move because it hadn't gotten any sustenance. But that makes sense. And that even makes sense when they're dead-ish creatures, because everything needs some kind of sustenance unless it's pure magic.
Yeah.
And pure magic is fine.
Yeah.
But I feel like at the point when you can run, it's a different kind of creature in those kinds of universes.
Which is less logical, but my preference to what kind of zombie they use is dependent on what effect you want to achieve.
Yeah.
Because if you want actually scary zombies, in my opinion, they should be able to run. Not all of them necessarily. Because if you have like, oh, it's a horde, and they're all like, then you hear like, tick, 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 and then one comes running after you. It's like, oh shit.
Yeah.
That would actually be good. But if all of them are, then it's like, okay, we're not going that way. We'll go another way then.
Yeah. That's sort of, for me, that's zombies. Zombies is a horde. Zombies is sort of like, you can live with them around you. Just be careful.
Yeah.
Just like, don't get caught in a corner and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But as soon as they can run, it's like, oh, we're fucked. Because in all of those universes, a large portion of the population is infected. And how are you going to outrun 50 people if they
that
can run
never
as
get
fast as you?
tired?
Yeah. Depends on if it's 50 nerds or 50...
No,
not at this point, no.
Yeah, because if you have infected zombies that can run, they never get tired.
True.
So they just run.
Sure.
Which is where you have to make the characters do intelligence decisions, which is, we need to go into this mall because we have zombies running after us. Yeah. But if you have a slow zombie situation, it's like, I want to go and pick my house because I have time to do that, which I find less interesting mostly. But in like Shaun of the Dead, you have the slow zombies.
Yeah.
And it makes it easier to make it a funny movie. And you have, multiple zombie movies where the zombies are slow, and it's less of a hassle to manage the zombies. As you said, it's less a question of danger. It's more a question of, I need to think about what I do a little bit.
Yeah. But that's what I was getting at as well with the iRobot movie. Because technically, they are zombies.
It depends on what you define as a zombie.
Yeah. But what they've done in that movie is sort of, they've taken like, okay, we're going to use undead zombie-like things, but we don't want to use zombies. So they've made a new creature with infection and that can run, that's strong, all of that stuff.
But iRobot is only robots though, isn't it?
Yeah. But the thing, the way he is spinning it is that the zombies that become aggressive are infected.
I Am Legend.
I Am Legend.
I was thinking,
because you said iRobot, and I was like,
thinking Will Smith.
But to be fair, you said wrong.
iRobot is the same.
Yeah, it is, because you have robots that get parentheses infected by the malicious AI that controls them, and they become essentially zombie-like.
Yeah,
and
so both of these movies, I like that I made the mistake now because it's good to talk about both of them.
Point. Yeah.
Because both of these take sort of the standard style of zombie hordes and zombie apocalypses. One in the beginning, one in the late stages. And they say, no, we're not going to use the same trope, overspent zombies. We're going to make a new creature. We're going to make a robot. We're going to make whatever the creatures in.
I would say they are the infected, not dead zombies kind, because it's increased adrenaline. You don't die and then come back, and you are hyper aggressive. But I would say that, considering how many years after the initial infection this is, some of them either are intelligent enough to farm in some way, because there are not enough animals to sustain however the hell many New York people live in New York.
I'm thinking they don't ever explain it in that one.
Yeah, I know.
But there aren't that many infected that we ever see. So they might have been cannibalizing.
No. True.
And cannibalizing is a way to sustain a population.
True, but you
for
have
a while.
Not for a very short while. Because you have the population essentially very quickly.
Depends on how much sustenance you need, but yeah.
Considering those zombies were hyper aggressive adrenaline beasts, should be very fast. What, Kenneth?
I was just saying it depends on how fast you breed, but it doesn't really.
No,
because you couldn't.
Another actually.
Well, actually, if they reproduce over like 3 days.
Yeah, if they've sped up.
Yeah, but you need the mass and energy to actually make the baby, and then if you eat the baby, you have net lost.
If you then have the 50 million people who live in New York, and say you have a tribe of 5,000 left now after 3 years.
True.
Could be plausible.
Possible. Barely plausible.
Yeah.
But actually, considering something we said earlier, Firefly, they essentially have zombies. Essentially.
Yeah, the Reavers.
Yeah, Reavers. An excellent villain, actually. because they are humans that were. This is a spoiler. Are you going to watch the series
it doesn't
or
matter.
a movie?
No.
Yeah. So in the movie, they explain that the government tried to make a drug that makes people non-aggressive. There was a percentile that had the opposite effect. These people became the Reavers, hyper-aggressive adrenaline junkies that kill almost everything they see and eat them to some degree.
And again, we basically have zombies
Essentially.
rebranded. And I love rebranding zombies.
Because these parentheses zombies, again, can actually fly spaceships. They're not brain dead. They are actually functioning. But they are, in essence, zombies. But same as Sindre, I like them because they are kind of not zombies.
And I think it's the same over the entire line. Like, at one point, you should really stop calling it that kind of monster because you're making something new. Why not just call it something new?
Yeah.
And that I like that also in like The Walking Dead when they call them walkers. It is zombies.
Yeah.
And if they had made them not zombies and called them walkers, like they kind of resemble zombies, but they're not zombies, then I would respect the name walkers. But they are pure, proper zombies.
Yeah, I have a small issue with that because Walking Dead is essentially based on the real world. A zombie apocalypse breaks out.
And no one has seen a zombie movie.
Yes, that's the problem I have with that, because it's if you have a world where, like now, today, you saw a person that acted, looked, and did things like a zombie, you would know that's a zombie. You wouldn't call it something else because you have seen zombie movies and you know what a zombie is. That's a zombie.
True.
You wouldn't call them walkers for no reason.
Yeah, and
I might accept that as a distinction. If you have the running zombies, I would call that a runner. And that one can walk, so that's a walker. I would accept that.
I would accept it if they weren't zombies, but something similar.
Yeah.
But they are pure zombies.
But since I learned a new word last podcast, what if that is not canon to our world?
Hey.
That is very possible.
I can't see such a pure representation of our world not having zombies. That means no one in that world is creative at all.
Almost.
Because zombies is like
the
bottom of creativity.
It could be
no.
It could be zombies.
It's very low on what
it's low hanging fruit.
Yeah. It could be zombies, but in that world it's called walkers.
But they're not talking about it as if they have this word or everything from media or something.
Okay.
This is a word sort of like that tribe uses.
Okay.
You might meet someone who hasn't communicated with the same people as you, and they might call it something else.
Okay.
Deados or something.
Deados.
Yeah,
like
just as an example. Not inventive.
No,
I'm not being inventive here. It's an example.
That's pretty funny because I just have a little story on that. We play a Blood Bowl league in our store. And there's a guy, a 13-year-old kid or something like that, who plays necromantic horror, basically zombies. That though is one of the names he used on his zombies. He has like one of them is called Brains, one is called Dead though, one is called I think he actually has a Walker as well, and he has Brains. He said he has Stompy, just like descriptive words. So that's pretty funny with that.
It's not bad. It's just a little bit lazy.
Yeah.
So one last point on the creatures that are named the same thing but should be different, and that is Twilight. Because for me, those are not vampires.
No, they're not.
They have some of the same traits, but they're not vampires.
The closest ones to actual vampires in that movie series, is the old ones, the ones that come from like Italy or France or something, except when they also glitter.
Yeah.
Because they act like an immortal vampire would.
I feel like one of the biggest reasons why vampires haven't conquered the world is because of their weakness.
Yeah.
And if they don't have that weakness, if
they
they're just
should.
glittering, why not be gods?
Yeah, because, well, considering that one, straying away from zombies, vampire movies, some of them, including Blade, the third movie, I believe it is, show Dracula, essentially. But he had older names in that one, which was, one of them was Dagon, I believe, which is one of the like old Aztec or something god names.
Yeah.
And he could walk in the sun. which is an excellent point about vampires, because if you are not weak to sunlight, if you have no actual proper weaknesses, you are essentially a superhuman / god, depending on the world.
And we would be cattle.
Yes, we would.
So.
Or I could be a zombie. Yay!
I would be a kettle.
Cannot.
Because you like kettlebells.
I really want to answer some questions.
All right.
I don't.
Quiz time.
Quiz time.
All right. And since I vaguely remember
Hot fuzz.
Åvar saying that he really enjoys actor names and such,
No.
and is really good on that, I think we should start with that. So, question 1.
Buzzers.
Buzzers. Sindre. Buzzer.
Bazinga.
Bazinga, yeah.
Going on theme.
Okay.
I was hoping yours would be hot fuzz.
Nah. Not being inventive.
Bazinga and okay. Question 1. What is the name of the actor who plays Shaun in Shaun of the Dead? And the funny thing here is that Åvar mentioned. No, you can't use your phone, Åvar.
I'm going to, because I don't know names.
Use your phone. Funny thing is, you actually talked about it earlier. Talked about that actor.
Yeah, I talked about the actor. I don't remember his name. I'm never going to remember his name. I know the
Bazinga.
helping actor.
Simon something.
Yeah. It's
Simon Pegg.
Yeah, Simon Pegg.
correct. Correct.
We split that point.
Yeah, we split that point.
And the funny thing is, question 2, you actually talked about that too. Question 2. In which Call of Duty game did the zombie mode first appear?
Bazinga. Call of Duty Black Ops 2.
Nope.
Damn it.
Call of Duty Black Ops 1?
Nope. Call of Duty World at War.
World at War.
The game before the Black Ops series
no
started.
point there.
Nope.
Question 3. When did the first game of Plants vs. Zombie release?
Bazinga.
Yeah.
2008.
Nope.
Damn it. I'm probably close.
Or
2007?
nope. 2009. Pretty close.
So close.
And quarter 2. Start of quarter 2 in 2009. May 5th.
I never played that.
Okay. Now we go to a bit harder questions.
I've made a clone of it.
Really?
Yeah.
Cool. Nice. Upping the difficulty, I think. Maybe not. Question 4. Certain aspects of the Spencer mansion in Resident Evil were heavily inspired by which famous horror movie? Nothing on the tip of the tongue or anything. Or
White Zombie?
no. Sindre, you have no clue.
Nothing.
It's from The Shining.
Really?
So things like wallpapers and stuff.
Oh,
is the
yeah.
exact same
Yeah.
in identical.
Yeah,
both
makes sense.
Movies
Interesting,
and,
yeah.
movie and-
Problem is I haven't played that game.
you watched the show though.
Yeah, but the show is not in that
I
mansion,
know.
so meh.
Have you seen The Shining though?
Yes, excellent movie.
Have you seen The Shining? No.
Nope.
Okay. In The Shining, which room number does Dick Halloran tell Danny not to enter? Oh,
It's not 13. I believe it's like 17 or something.
nope.
Bazinga. 13.
Nope. The funny,
It's or is it like 111?
it is. That is a funny story to it as well. It's 237. Have you read the book?
No.
Okay. Because in the book, it is 217. And they changed it. And that's because 217 is an actual room number in that hotel in
Yes.
real life.
Mm-hmm.
And 237 is not. So the owner of the hotel asked the director if they could change it to a room they didn't have because he was afraid people would not want to stay in the room.
He's stupid.
After
Yeah,
the
he
film.
is stupid.
Everyone would go to the hotel just to stay in that
everyone
one
would
room.
want that room.
Exactly. But he was scared that people wouldn't want to believe it.
Fair.
So that's 0.5 to 0.5.
Equals. Yay! High five. High five. Beer.
And just since you said that you love actors and actor names. I think we should start with
bastard.
the first question being an actor name every
good
idea.
Time.
I know
Maybe.
barely mythological creature names and stuff like that. I don't know actor names.
Well, you did.
I barely remember people's names I know here.
You got 0.5 points. That's the only points you got in this quiz was on the actor name.
I am not very good with actor names, but I do know some names, and some names I am able to remember. And I had an interesting sort of like experience with this when we had some friends over the other day, very non-nerdy friends, and they were talking about some movies and stuff like that, and they talked about this movie with what's he called?
Just say it.
I don't remember what the movie's called.
No one's biting here. Just say it.
What's the happenings in the movie?
I haven't seen it myself yet. I really want to see it. It's the movie about the music guy.
What?
Movie about music.
Music guy?
Queen, Elvis.
No.
And there's some Freddie Mercury.
No, that's Queen.
Yeah, that's Queen.
Elton John?
Elton John?
Elton John. Yeah, Elton John.
Rocket Man, you mean?
Rocket Man.
Oh, you haven't watched that one?
No, I haven't. And I really,
it's quite good. I like it.
And so they were talking about that movie and talking about that they like the actor in it. And I said, oh, Taron Egerton.
Taron Egerton, yeah.
I like him too.
Yeah, he's a good actor.
And they were like, no.
Whoa! Who knows the names of people like this?
The only reason why I know his name is because I watched like 3 or 4 movies, coincidentally, with him in them. Amongst others, Sing, I believe is called one of them. And he actually, in Rocket Man and in Sing, well, Sing is the animated movie.
Yeah.
He actually sings the songs by Elton John himself.
Yeah.
And he's very good.
Sing is actually a pretty good movie.
I'm always...
I don't think Sing 2 is pretty bad.
I haven't
watched that one.
The first one is pretty good.
Yeah, but the music they chose for the first one was mostly good music.
Yeah.
Most of it. Not all of it, most of it. And the animation and stuff was also rather good. So yeah, but it's not Zootopia and stuff like that. So
I'm always going to remember Taron Egerton due to Kingsman.
yeah, same.
The first Kingsman movie is...
well, actually, I have watched Rocket Man, so I'm probably going to remember him for Rocket Man.
Yeah, I haven't seen it yet.
Rocket Man.
Burning out the fuse out there alone.
So, Åvar.
Yes.
I feel like we played a game last week.
We did.
Do you remember what we played?
Gingerbread House.
We did. Did you like it?
Yeah, I did. It was a nice game.
Do you remember who won the game?
It was me. No.
It was me.
No.
It was me!
Damn it.
No. Well, yes.
Yes.
No.
No. Wait, yes. Yes. No.
No.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Anywho, I did win.
You did win.
I enjoyed the game. I liked how the game was so sort of like well made. Like the pieces weren't well made, but
no.
the art, the wholesome art, every card was different, all of the characters. It was fun. It was a good way to use sort of existing
but did it
IP.
need to be Hansel und Gretel, the gingerbread house? No, it
No.
could have been something else.
It could have been anything.
But it was very nicely made, as you said.
Yeah, it could have had any theme.
More or less.
But I think the theme works well for the mechanics and for the game.
I think I would have liked the Cthulhu version.
One of the things I often bring up with myself is, if I play this game again, am I going to do the same things I've done? And if the answer is no, the game often is better than if the answer is yes. And in this game, that's a definite no. I'm actually going to do something completely different. Depends on what the cards are, what everything is.
Even with the same cards, I don't think I would play the same strategy.
Exactly. And you could also go for trying to get your house bigger faster instead of completing the floors.
For my part, I would have chosen different cards.
Yeah.
When you complete the level, you get to choose a card, and I chose the wrong card.
Yeah.
Easily just. That lost me
sort
quite
of
a few
like
points.
The interesting part is the cards in the middle of the board. The objectives are sort of like everyone can see them, but they're not valid for you until you pick them. And you have to pick them before the other guys. And so right at the start, you have to pick a strategy. But you can't stick with that strategy. if your objectives, the ones that you plan to take, go away.
Mm.
And one of the things is that it's kind of a race to get the first objective, the best one.
Yes.
And the player who goes first will get it if he wants.
Mm.
So he has the choice if he want to get it or not.
Yes.
And that puts the game pretty low down for me.
Yeah.
That's a big knock on the game.
I have to agree on that because the first player has a serious advantage, actually.
But it also depends on the objectives and strategies that you pick, because one of the highest earning objectives we had this game were the levels.
Yeah.
How high can you build?
And no one.
I believe it was 6 and 8.
It was
Levels?
more, 6 and 8 levels, but it was a lot of points.
Yeah, it was a lot of points, but it was essentially impossible to do.
I don't think so.
Well, not
if that's
impossible,
your
just
strategy.
really difficult.
Because the thing about finishing a floor is that you get the objectives and you get a joker.
Yep.
But building higher, you can also pick out what you want more, and you can get those objectives as well. So there might be a good strategy there. That might be,
And you can go for a lot more stairs and stuff.
yeah, and
Possible.
But what this tells me isn't that might be the best strategy. It tells me that you don't know what's the best card, even though you think that this might be the one. I might think something different
Yeah.
Mm.
And the strategy
because of how my board looks at the start as well.
and the strategy the first player goes for doesn't need to be the winning strategy, but he has to pick up the litter.
It is.
And that, in my opinion, also, like in a game where you have such an obvious advantage by getting to a certain place in the game, and you give the first player the option to, you will always get to that place in the game first if you want and get the advantage.
True.
That's not good, in my opinion.
But I feel like it's mitigated a little bit by the fact that the two other players, or 3 or 4, get to pick a card and make their setup.
Yeah, they get to start with better cards
Yeah. So it
first.
mitigates a little bit, but not enough.
Not enough, no.
I almost think that if they just took the objective cards, stacked them, or randomized them and switched them out sometimes.
I think because basically there's so many cards open. I think they should do as they did with monster cards. Only, say, 3 or 4 of them should be open.
Yeah,
and you
I agree.
replenish them.
Yeah.
After
someone picks one.
Yeah, and that could be something we could, if we play again, house rule.
Yeah.
That we actually just have a couple of them open.
I think I would prefer that. Then you can use the entire stack of cards and then you shuffle. So if you get a completed floor, you shuffle, draw 4 or 5 or whatever the hell, and choose one of those.
Yeah.
This game
That
has a negative part that I've never seen in a game before. That's that I feel like the game was too short.
I actually like the length of it. It feels more like an in-between game.
Yeah, but
It's not completely an in-between game, but it's very close to one.
But I feel like I wanted to build a little bit higher. I wanted to build a little bit more.
Oh, yeah.
And I feel like I could have easily done that if the game was just a few rounds longer.
I do agree with you.
I don't feel like I got time to do what I wanted to do.
Yeah, but I think that builds off of the same feeling I got, which is I want to build a building that's ridiculously tall. And they could probably make a game that's like that, but then the box that it comes in would have to be like 3 times as big.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It's a game with solid mechanics. It works fine and it's fun to play, but it has its obvious flaws. The flaws doesn't necessarily make the game bad and doesn't necessarily make it less fun. It just
detracts a little
bit. A bit icky when you're playing a game where you see that this should have probably been like this.
But as you said, we can house rule it and make it more balanced.
Yeah.
So, Kenneth, you sound a bit more negative than usual on this game. What's your score?
My score on this is pretty easy. It's more than just okay, and I would play it again. So it's a 6. Squarely on the 6.
Åvar?
A 6 is played again, yes.
Would play again.
Would play again, and 7 is
recommended.
I'll give it a 6.5. I quite liked it, but it has the flaw, but we can mitigate that with house ruling. So I'll give it a 6.5.
Yeah.
So if I come visit your house and that's the only game you have and you want to play it, I would play it again. But if you have an alternative like Ticket to Ride sitting next to it, I'd say, can we just pay Ticket to Ride instead?
I would agree with you as long as I'm not tired of Ticket Ride.
Yeah.
So yes.
So I am actually closer to a 5.5 on this.
I'm thinking just to talk about a bit of that, because when I say when the score is 6 on would play it again, I'm more like thinking of it in a way where if someone asks me, do you want to join me playing Gingerbread House? Is it a no or is it a yes?
Yeah.
Or is it a in between? Because if it's a yes on that, then it's more than okay, because you would play it again.
Yeah.
I'll ask you. But if it's a in between, like, could we please find something else? I can if I have to. But I'd rather find something else, and it's below 6.
Yeah, that's
where I
exactly my point. And that's I was leaning towards a 5, but I realized that could potentially play it again if sort of like I'm bored of a cabin or something.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't ever go into our collection back here and say,
let's play Gingerbread House.
Or if he says, I really want to play Gingerbread House, I would be a little bit hesitant.
Yeah. Okay.
Actually,
But
I'm going to change mine to a 6, actually. Yeah, because I wouldn't actively recommend it.
No.
But if people were like, we can play one of these 4 games I own, and one of them was Gingerbread House, and the other ones were like long games, I would probably choose Gingerbread House, possibly.
And you wouldn't shy away if someone asks you.
It's an okay game.
Yeah.
It has its flaws, but it's an okay game.
It's not a bad game at all.
No.
It's just, I don't think we're the right audience for this game.
Probably not.
But it probably has an audience.
But we could be the right audience if they just did more and did more completely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to make a house that's like 17 levels tall.
And
or has a chimney that's 17 levels.
I also want that, and I want a bit more information on the characters, and I want a bit more interaction with the characters, because I like the characters. I like fairy tale characters.
Yes.
And I also want more options and not knowing as much as I do in the start. So just like tweaks here and there, and it would be a great game for me.
Yeah, same.
But right now it's just more like I will not bring it along. I will not ask to play it. But if Åvar comes to me, should we take a game of Gingerbread House? Okay.
Yeah, cool. Same.
Yeah.
So 6 and 6 and 5.
We're pretty aligned on this one.
Mostly.
Yeah. And so before we leave you guys, we have one last thing to do.
Spin the wheel.
Spin the wheel.
The wheel of games.
The wheel.
Let's go. And we need to say
Nemesis.
Not Nemesis. Not
nope,
Nemesis.
it is not.
Oh, what is it?
Is Stone Age.
Ooh, that's an OG.
Yeah, and I really like that one.
Oh, and it's probably my edition we're going to play.
I played it before,
yeah, and it's missing a hammer.
Fantastic.
Yeah, I lost it at I think it was a gaming event or something, and it was on the floor. And the games were already packed away, so I just put it in my wallet. And after, I think, 3 months in my wallet, it went through the washing machine. And at that point, it was just the front, like, front sort of like sticker piece. The cardboard part.
Had dissolved.
Yeah, properly. So I had that hammer in my wallet for maybe a few years, I think. In sort of like the picture place.
In memory of Hammer.
Yeah.
And that's
in memoriam Hammer.
Perfect place to end.
Yep.
Yes, I think so.
Perfect place to end. So thank you all for listening. Please watch Game Night where we play Gingerbread House if you haven't already. And if you like what we're doing here, please leave a like, hit the subscription button, and hit the alert bell if you want to be alerted every time we upload a new video. Thank you for watching. Have a nice evening.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Brains.